focus. Like I said, you're the threat, and I'm here to eliminate you. So.
All right, here I am, Bilal Akkawy. Tell me just start off, tell me your life journey to where it is now from, probably family, boxing, like how you got to here, because one thing I love about your, just watching from afar is the family team you've got, so how did it all start for you?
For me, I just grew up in the gym around it since I was a kid, so I've probably learned how to box before I started school. Like I said, because I grew up in the gym, grew up around it, and that's because my father was a boxer, and was expected to do some good things in boxing, but unfortunately his career was cut short, so he became a trainer, and that's how I got it.
Okay, yes, because I have heard from some people in the boxing game that he was the most powerful puncher they've ever seen.
Yeah, Johnny Lewis.
Johnny Lewis says that, right?
His autobiography.
Okay, that's kind of like your style now, like you're known as a
big puncher.
Big puncher. Do you study the fights? Like, are you a boxing nerd? Do you study it?
Probably when I first started, I was very into it. I used to watch videos non-stop. All the Mike Tyson, Roy Jones, James Toney, Floyd, all of them. I used to watch more Muhammad Ali when I first started.
Because without a doubt, the best at any sport are students. They're students of the game. Like when I'm saying boxing nerd, I'm saying it in a very respectful way.
Yeah, of course.
I was interested to know who you did study, because most people know Mike Tyson.
Yeah. So
I've had professional rugby league players watch you train, and they tell me you're like a little Mike Tyson. So we're on our way to a gym right now. Like, how would you normally prepare to go to the gym of a morning, or whatever time you train? Like, what's your preparation?
My first session of the day is boxing. Get up, have a coffee, have breakfast. Usually it's a protein, banana smoothie. About 2 hours before, and then I head to the gym. I usually train around 10 o'clock. That's my boxing session, and then I'll do my running in the afternoon, in the evening.
Yeah. And when you're driving that training, what's it like? What do you feel like? What are you thinking? What's your focus? Are you that way that you have a clear focus for the day, or are you still worrying about other stuff, or are you still checking your phone and checking your Instagram, or are you zeroed in?
Well,
how are you living? Tell me.
Well, it depends. But when I am focused, when I am, as you say, zeroed in, usually I'm just thinking about all the moves that I want to work on, all the combinations, the counters, the slips, the punches. If I've got a fight coming up, I usually have watched my opponent, watched a couple of videos, and there's a few things that I have in my mind on how I want to counter him, and I'll work on that on the bag, and then work with my father on the mitts. So usually I'm just visualizing what I'm going to do.
Yeah, right. On the way to the gym, yeah.
That's when I'm, like you said, when I'm zoned in. Otherwise, I'm checking my Instagram.
So when you're in camp mode, there's a little bit of excitement driving and training, right?
You feel like there's a bit more of a purpose, kind of thing. There's a purpose all the time, but it's you're a bit more motivated because it's a short-term goal.
Yeah. And what about inspiring videos, or do you watch stuff that pumps you up? I mean, because now there's young fighters that are watching you to get pumped up.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you follow? There's people following your Instagram with your training shots and that inspires them, but who inspires you currently?
I used to just watch all the old fighters, Ali, Roy Jones, Tyson, all of them, and their stories, and a lot of people said they wouldn't make it, and they turned out to be the greatest fighters of the sport. Look at those guys and look at their story, and I think, well, a lot of people wrote them off, and they became legends. So that pumps me up, that inspires me just to push through.
And does that relate to you? Like, have people along the way said you'll never make it, or what?
Of course they have.
Have you gone through stuff?
Of course they have, and there's people that still say till now that I won't probably make it. So it comes with the territory, I guess. That's when everything you do is people gonna say you're not gonna make it. But that makes it much more satisfying when you do make it.
What's your greatest lesson you've learned in boxing?
You can't underestimate anyone, any opponent. So you got to go in there expecting anything. You don't know who's going to turn up. So yeah, you can't underestimate any opponent based on previous performances, because they might have trained hard just for that one fight. You know, they might be at their best for you. So never underestimate anyone.
It's interesting you say that, because you hear boxers talk about if you disrespect this sport, you're going to get hurt, right? It's basically what you're saying there. If you disrespect your opponent,
that's when you get caught. That's right.
Yeah, right.
You get caught by surprise.
Who taught you this? Your greatest lesson, who taught it to you?
Probably through experience. Probably the one draw that I had. That was a combination of things. Not only did I underestimate him, but there was other things outside of the ring. Some family issues at that time, so we didn't have the best training camp. You know, we had a family member who was pretty ill, was in intensive care for a while, so training camp wasn't the smoothest. But you know, we still went out there and it was a draw. But I learned a lot from that, because I did underestimate him as well. So, yeah.
So you've had one draw, you've had 18 wins.
19 wins, one draw.
19
so I've
wins.
had 20 fights.
20 fights.
Yeah.
Okay. Your first fight, what was it like walking into the arena that night? You're 18 years old, fighting professional.
Yeah. Well, the first fight was probably the biggest challenge, was making it to the arena, being in the dressing room, you know, knowing that it's on Sky television on the Sunny Bill and Monday undercard. That was the hardest part. Once I got in there and the bell rang, I sort of just did what I do in the gym, and I managed to land a good shot on the bloke, and he was out cold in the first round. So that was my debut.
You told me before when we were driving in the car some of the sacrifices you now make. You know, you're taking your whole team to America. You're obviously willing to make those type of sacrifices now to go to the next level. But what about the sacrifices you've made to get to where you are, and even the sacrifices of people around you?
Well, you don't. You know, I've always had a small circle. You know, sacrificed a lot. No, I never went out and party or anything. I don't drink, take drugs or anything. My whole life I probably went to 2 parties, so it's a lot of sacrifice that way. So always stay around a clean environment, and just stay around people that you can trust, that have your best interests at heart.
Yeah, nice. Wow. 2 parties.
Yeah, that's it. 2 boat parties. So I've never been clubbing or anything.
Haven't you? Okay, well that's an interesting question, because the fight game, you're going to start hitting the scenes in America, and how are you going to handle the success comes? I mean, some people get a bit caught up in that success, and I mean, it's going to be, you're going to have people over there that are maybe. Will it be tempting, or how are you going to stay the disciplined self that you are?
I've had people, you know, try to drag me along to those sort of events and places, and I've always said it's not my scene. I don't go down to those places. You know, I'm happy to catch up for a coffee, for dinner, hang out, you know, at cafes and that. That's pretty much what I do most of the time. But yeah, I'm pretty strong. You know, I won't give in to peer pressure. You know, I've got to do what's best for myself.
That's great. So, how are you when the success comes? You know, some guys do go out partying, some guys do go on. You know, Floyd Mayweather's a funny one to follow on his Instagram, what he's doing with all his money. But how are you going to reward yourself and what you've worked so hard for, and you know, the people around you?
Like I said, I just enjoy the simple things, just enjoying life, kick back, just go to cafes, holidays, whatever, just simple stuff like being chilled and relaxed. That's probably that's what I would like.
Yeah, nice. Let's go, before you start training, I want to talk about what's it like when you get punched in the face, because a lot of people watching, even if they're not boxing people, they love going to a gym and punching and hitting the pads or going to the boot camps or whatever.
Yeah.
So everyone's a world champion on the pads, but what is it like when you actually get punched in the face?
It's not very nice. You never get used to it. So some people think, you know, you get used to getting hit. You never get used to it. You just, I guess, you become more, a bit more resilient. It's like you kind of, I got hit. The emotion sort of goes. But you never get tougher or anything like people think. So you just learn to, all right, I got hit, move on, worry about the next shot that's coming. You haven't got time to, you know, get all emotional and upset. Whereas at the start, I used to be like that. I used to get hit. It used to bother me. Like, man, I just got hit. I couldn't get over it. But as time, you know, as you spend more time in the ring and that, you sort of learn just to shrug it off and worry about the next shot that's coming.
Okay, now that's beautiful, because that relates to so many things.
Yeah.
So many people in business might get hit.
That's right.
You know, so many people in other sports might get scored against, or you know, what you just said there is pretty cool. So you get hit, so you're saying you focus on the next job.
You
keep you cool.
You get hit with a shot, but you got to focus on the next shot that's coming. Otherwise, you're gonna get hit again. So you haven't got time to worry about what just happened. You know, what happened. You know, you might keep in your mind so you don't make the same mistake. You know, get caught with the same thing again. But you got to focus on the present and what's coming next. Otherwise, you're just gonna continually cop it.
Yeah.
And like you said, it relates to life and in the ring.
It does.
You got to be resilient.
You can make many comparisons with the boxing game and life in general. You know, that's why I love talking to you. What I love the most, I've watched a little bit of you and I've seen you in training and even just following some of your own videos and stuff. I love the hunger. I love the passion, the hunger, the desire in how you train and how you fight. I mean, that's the same in any other form of life. If someone really wants to do something, they'll show evidence that they really want to do it. Like, I see that in you all the time. That's why I love it.
Yeah.
That's just been you, huh?
Yeah, I've just been determined to make it, I guess. When I first started, they said to me, you know, you need to go to uni or get a backup plan kind of thing. But I sort of knew what I wanted. I'm like, nah, I want to do boxing full time. I want to become world champion. I don't want an out. I don't want a plan B. And I sort of did that, and I just pursued it. And I guess it kind of helped, because when you get into those rough patches, when you kind of think, I don't want to do this anymore, you don't have a plan B. So I sort of didn't give myself an option. So I guess that sort of, like, I just persevered. You know, you have your ups and downs. So hopefully it pays off.
Yeah. I mean, so clearly you're that hungry and you want it bad. You're making the sacrifices to do it. You're building a great team around. You already have a great team, but you're even expanding those resources for you. So you've got all that going on. Do you know what to do now to win a world title?
I've had a good insight, especially being training camp with Canelo. So, you know, the level of fitness, the dedication I've seen that of it. So, you know, I sort of know what I need to do.
And you see it in your mind? Do you visualise this night? Do you see that world title?
I believe I will win the world title.
So the refs brought you together. What are you feeling now? Like I'm feeling intimidated, but what do you feel?
At this moment in time, I'm just blank. I just look at the thing in front of me. I don't see it as a person. It's just something that I gotta go. So I try to fight for the knockout the whole 12 rounds. While I'm looking at you, I'm just visualizing, like, you know, hitting you on the chin there, you know, hitting you in the body shots. Just visualizing, you know, my fist like landing in your eyes. Just thinking about, you know, if I land there, I'll cut you up and that kind of stuff.
So you're visualising putting your fist through me by the sound of it.
Yeah, and how I'm gonna hurt you.
Now, I don't know if this has ever happened in podcast history, but I'm about to put a mouth guard in. Got the belly guard. We're going to muck. I'm hoping you're going to muck around. We're going to spar in a minute. So after you've done this moment, like, do you feel you get an edge over an opponent?
Mentally it gives me focus. Like I said, you're the threat, and I'm here to eliminate you. So as I go back, there's a job in my mind. So even though we prepare for the 12 rounds, you know, I'm hunting you down, trying to break you down, trying to put you away. Basically, you are the threat, and I'm trying to get rid of you. That's the sort of mindset, yeah.
So when we go back to the corner,
yeah,
and the bell rings, You're something different then, right?
Yeah, that's right. It's like I'm a different person. So I go out there and I'm just watching you, I'm studying you, trying to get your rhythm, your habits. You know, I'm just stalking you, trying to intimidate you. If you're not intimidated, I'll let a couple big shots go, even whether they land or not. It doesn't bother me as long as you're intimidated. I let you feel that power. Usually they do get intimidated. They don't want to get hit by it, and then I just continue to stalk. And the nervous energy breaks them down over 2-3 rounds. They start to get tired. I just pick my shots. If there's a clean opening, I'll throw the big one, but I'll continually hunt and just break them down.
So you're going to hunt me into the corner.
Can I just
tell you? This
is like a game.
I'm already intimidated.
Yeah, this
So
isn't.
you don't have to throw that big shot to intimidate me if you don't want.
Well, if you're already intimidated, then I'll just continue to stalk until you get tired. Until you give me the opening and it presents itself, then I'll take it.
Ooh. Here we go. And the winner is, first of all, thanks for not hitting me in the mouth.
No worries.
I come prepared, but that's good. That power, man, like, sometimes I felt like you're going to hit me to the head.
Yeah.
Now, I never even saw that coming, like you, obviously you know how to set it up, but how do you set it up? Like, I kind of got intimidated that that big punch was coming and then...
Come to the body.
Oh.
Well, that's the idea, is to not, I guess, let your opponent sort of know where it's coming. Try your best to disguise it. And like you said, make them think it's coming elsewhere. But then it really lands down here, or they think it's coming down here and it comes at the top.
Yeah.
So you just got to disguise it all different ways. You do that through movements, body movement. So like for example, the left grip, the one I got you with a lot. I'd come down here, so my shoulder looked like the right was coming.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And then I'd let the rip. Yeah, so it's all the body movement.
What's
Or
your trademark?
you can change
What's your little trademark?
You can change the shots up too.
Have you got one? What's your favourite punch?
Whatever really lands, but probably to the body.
Yeah,
I love the right hook. I'll give you a go. Maybe you got to stand.
What are you going to do? Right hook?
Just
Oh.
alright. So, but usually I like to do this one from a distance. So
we're not giving any secrets away here. If one of your opponents watching it, good luck.
bad luck.
Because you're going to feel this.
So I'll stand at a distance and I'll sort of come.
Oh yeah! Yes. And I've got a nice thick pad on.
Yeah.
So that's your trademark, eh?
I like that one, yeah.
So I've got a feeling you'll be known in the boxing game as the biggest body puncher.
Oh, you never know.
So does that mean people can go back to this podcast and I get brownie points because I've been hit by the biggest body puncher in the world?
So far, you're the only one that's done it on camera
Oh,
in
okay.
an interview. So
Right.
for someone that's hosting an interview, you're the only one that's done
Okay,
it.
so the challenge is, any media come in,
They got to put the body back.
happy to do an interview, but you got to put the body bag on.
That's it. See how many of them stay standing.
Beautiful. Thanks so much, man.
All right.
Good day.
Thank you.